As the Wisconsonian glaciation continues, an ice sheet forms from the Arctic, where ice covers the Arctic Ocean in a layer about a kilometer thick, and extends over most of northern North America in the largest of the world's ice sheets, the Laurentide ice sheet.
While Earth's largest glacier is forming over the northern parts of North America, the Laurentide Glacier, the Antarctica ice sheet is forming the second largest ice sheet on the planet, contributing significantly to the drop in sea level and even reaching the southern tip of South America.
The world's third largest ice sheet, the Fennoscandian ice sheet, expands from the Arctic Circle over the northern reaches of Europe and Asia. Some regions are affected more than others, but Europe is mostly an Arctic barren wasteland from the Alps northward. France has a climate more reminiscent of that of modern Siberia than any point in Europe today.
You modern humans are so spoiled with your mild, stable climate. Homo sapiens had to endure such variations during the Wisconsonian glaciation. At first, it got really cold, and although it stayed cold throughout the entire glaciation, it did get a little warmer around 80,000 years ago. But then this supervolcano erupts, known as Toba, around 74,000 years ago, and then it gets really cold again. It got a bit milder from 53 to 49,000 years ago, and then it gets really cold again. And then it was a little warmer from 47 to 40,000 years ago, and then it got really cold again. And then it was a bit warmer from 38 to 32,000 years ago, and then it got cold again. So even though it was an ice age, by no means did the climate stay the same during the entire time. While colder than normal times, there were great fluctuations that ancient humans had to endure.
As ice melted in the last interglacial, sea level rose significantly above the point where it is today, 6 to 9 meters. But as the last interglacial wound to an end and a new ice age, a new glaciation began, sea level returned to the level found in the modern day by about 117,000 years ago.
117,000 years ago, sea level was about what it is today, and that had been a decrease since the height of the last interglacial when the sea level was 6 to 9 meters higher. But as a new ice age started, and as huge amounts of water were now trapped in these glaciers advancing over the continents, sea level dropped. By 112,000 years ago, 5,000 years after sea level had been at the modern level, sea level was now 50 meters lower than normal. 50 meters, 150 feet. And not that long after, it had decreased to 70 meters below normal level. This meant that huge expanses, which were once the bottom of the ocean, were now exposed, and humans could now live by the coast on land which had formerly been the bottom of the ocean. Tragically, the records of all such human habitations have been lost since their former territories have since been covered by the sea.